So, are you raising a little one? Well, odds are you are a millennial. May sound crazy, but we often think of millennials as young adults too busy texting or trying to figure out their careers to be starting families.
But when you break down the ages of this group, it's not so surprising. Millennials are anyone born between the early 1980s and the mid-90s, specifically between the ages of 22 and 37. Now, many of those older millennials have families already, and others are starting their own now.
Yes, this generation has integrated technology into just about every aspect of its life, so it's only natural that technology has made its way into parenting, and in some ways, this is fantastic. Clinical psychologist Catherine Perkle says the connections we make online can ease the transition into parenthood and help us through it.
Through social media, we have this sort of great opportunity to be in a collective experience of what it's like to be a mom and talk about the good, bad, and ugly of parenting, and to be like, oh my God, I am not alone in this, and that is wonderful and that is beautiful, and I think that does make parenting easier for all of us.
But with the benefit of connection comes the concern of oversharing. Experts say it's both a safety concern and an emotional one. Dr. Perkle says it's important to ask whether you're invading your child's privacy when you post and to put yourself in their shoes.
And whether your kid is 2, 5, 15, remember that they're an individual person with wants, needs, and feelings. They're going to grow older, they are going to have their own lives, and they want to be able to have some say, I guess.
Perkle adds the best way to check yourself is to have an open conversation about it. Other experts remind you to consider how anything you post could be used, whether inappropriately or counter to your child's safety.
So we want to know, do you think technology helps parenting now or hurts it more? You can weigh in on the WBIR app or at WBIR.com/vote, and we will see your thoughts coming up in just a bit.
Well, now it's not just technology that's changed the millennials and their parenting approach. Here to tell us more about these types of parents, Aaron Freeman from Ackerman PR. Good to see you.
Good to see y'all.
Okay, let's talk about some of the trends that we are seeing with these specific parents. They're not helicopter parents, are they?
Oh, no. And the main parenting trend that stood out to me relative to millennials is their desire to not be helicopter parents. They've adopted a third child style of parenting, which is much more relaxed, and it places a stronger emphasis on your child gaining independence and much less of an emphasis on scheduling. And for us, we represent generations X and Y, and we're the products of baby boomer parents who had a big emphasis on structure, schedule, heavily influenced in our decisions. And so I think we'd like to adopt that habit of being more hands-off, but I think it'd be really hard for us to.
Well, also we know that structure and routine is also good for children.
Right.
So.
We want our children to be independent, but we want to play a strong role in molding that independence.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the idea of staying at home. Where
Okay.
are millennials on this? For
Well,
moms to stay
despite
home?
all the conversation that millennials are changing the traditional styles of parenting, which they are, they still believe that a stay-at-home mom is the best at raising a child. So I found that somewhat surprising, but I think that in order to be a good parent, whether you are a working mom or a stay-at-home mom, it just boils down to work-life balance.
Let's talk about what we mentioned earlier, sharing online.
Yes.
Who is doing it? Are millennial parents doing it a lot?
By far, yes. They're using social media to document their children's lives, so much so that only 19% of millennials say that they've never posted a picture of their child on social media.
19%.
Yes,
Oh,
in comparison to Generation X, who 30% of them have never done it, and then 53% of baby boomers never have. So social media, to the point of it's the conversation, group parenting, getting advice from your friends, they're going to the internet and social media for that.
Interesting. All right. Thank you so much, Aaron Freeman. We'll look at parenting and millennials.
That's right. Well, we asked you what you thought about technology. Is it helping or hurting millennial parents? You seem pretty split down the middle. It's bouncing kind of between helps and pulling back a little bit. So, yeah, right down the middle, we'll call it.
Well, that is a wrap of our dive into the lives of millennials this week. We hope that you've enjoyed a better look at millennials and the information we provided. If you missed a day or want to revisit tips from our experts throughout the week, you can find it all on our website, including some extended interviews only online. You can also check out our Parenting 101 series for more tips on raising your kids. That is all located at WBIR.com.